What we were trying to achieve was a gunshot wound to the head with a good splatter effect. What we started with was we had to make the fake blood. I used a recipe that I got on YouTube, which was Karo syrup, 16-ounce bottle, Karo syrup, Karo some people call it. I modified the recipe a bit just because the blood looked a little clear. It called for 1 ounce of condensed milk. I used 2. 1 ounce of water. 1 ounce of red food coloring. And it called for 1 drop of blue. However, I could not find blue, so I used 2 drops of green, and it turned out just as good. It's frozen right now, so it's kind of running a little thick. Because it's food, because of the milk in it, the leftovers I froze. Okay? Now, for the delivery system, it's very simple. The cost was low because I already had a lot of the items. I've already had an air compressor. So what I did was I took tubing. At any of your home improvement stores, just several feet of it's all you need, and it's pennies a foot. Okay, so your investment is really low on this. Well, I took it and the tube and I duct taped it to this fitting for a compressor that has a release switch for air. And you see it's duct taped right to it, to the nozzle. Plug it in to the compressor, and then you hit it to release the burst of air. Cost to me, the biggest cost was the blood, the ingredients for the blood. That was probably $15, but it made a good amount of blood, and the green food coloring, I only used 2 drops, so I've got a lot of that left for future blood making. But the blood was definitely the most expensive. So the entire cost to me to make this clip was $18. Make sure you wear clothes that you no longer want, because this crap stains. Now we're watching here, this is the first attempt. As you can see right there is the hose laying on the ground, that orange hose. And I'm running the clear plastic tubing through a hole in this ripped up shirt I already had. It's going to be a side shot, not perfectly side, but pretty much to the side. So you won't see the tube. I run it to the side of my head, or actually around the neck area. And at the camera angle, the tube's well hidden. I put a couple ounces of the fake blood into the tubing, and then ran it through the shirt, as you see. I'm just trying to get in position here. You can hear the air hose hissing. Now I'm in position and I'm going for the action. As you see, no blood. The reason being was I found out, there's the air compressor making noise. What I found out was that if you don't put enough blood in the tubing to completely clog the tubing, the air just goes around it and nothing comes out. So I had to add a lot more blood into the tubing, and although you think when you add a lot of blood, as you see the tubing's got a lot of blood in it now, you think you might get a huge burst that might be a little too much blood coming out and make it unrealistic, but that's not the case. It still only blows a certain amount out because the air only pushes so much liquid with it, and then the air moves around it. So it still put out, even though I used a lot of blood in the hose, and I was able to recover some, pour it back in the bottle, so you're not wasting. But here we go. Here, show the next. This is the next try. Beautiful. As you see, not an enormous amount of blood, much more realistic looking. And there you have it. First attempt was a flop, second attempt was good. And now we'll watch the final scene.